Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We're over on the main account today. I feel like I'm making a lot more content on the main account because I'm really having fun on the main account again. Um, Now that I've reached certain milestones on the free-to-play account, the main account has really become a big focus for me, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So I'm targeting areas of the game that I probably should have completed by now, and I haven't yet. But before we get into that, I wanted to show you guys something kind of interesting that happened to me off camera. I talked about this on my stream, but I did not record a video for this yet. And so, yesterday, like, you know how we have this daily quest, summon 3 champions, and we had, I don't think it's going on anymore, but we had the 1+1 event yesterday, right? And so before reset, I was like, okay, let me just pop 3 ancient shards. Like, what's the worst that could happen, right? I'll build my mercy up a little bit. Maybe I get lucky, but I'm not going to. I'm not even going to record this. And I did it on the free to play to start first. And why can't I drag this? Oh, there we go. Okay. I hit on the second ancient shard of that 3 pull. And this is what I got: Glycia and a Scorid. And I did do the Scorid fusion on the free to play. I get a bonus to my, what's it called? Faction Guardians, I guess. For those of you that want to, say my luck on the free to play is crazy, well, that's another 1+1 that I hit. And then on the main account, I literally was like, I posted in my chat, and I was like, never pull with the camera off, right? And then I was like, well, that can't happen again. So I went over to the main account and I pulled 3 ancients for the daily before the reset. Happened again. Drakgol and Deliana. Drakgol is a duplicate. Deliana is also a duplicate. Deliana is my first legendary in the game because I played during Deliana's event. That's when I first got started in Raid Shadow Legends. That's how long ago. But we're not really here to talk about Deliana. We are here to talk about somebody that I haven't been seeing any content on. Now, I know we have a lot going on in the game right now. We've got a lot of drama. He's a relatively new one of the faction Unity champions, but Bolint Freewalker. Now, if you guys remember, I hit on a 1+1 not that long ago on the main account, and I got Bolint Freewalker, and I think he is amazing. Plain and simple. I really, really like this guy a lot. Now, I built him and a team around him using skinwalkers, mainly to try and get a tag team arena team going. Now, I tested this team, and well, actually, I built this team on stream today. The VOD is up on YouTube and on my Twitch if you want to check that out. But, well, I've had him built for a little bit, but we didn't really refine the team until today, and the team did really, really well. But let's talk about his kit. I think it's just a really, really interesting kit, and I don't know how more people aren't talking about him. I know everybody hates Armands. I think maybe because Armands is in so many more games, because so many more people have Armands than people that have Bolint Freewalker. But let's talk about his kit. So I'll start with the passive. And again, he is a faction Unity champion. So I am running him with 3 faction allies, so all these things will take effect. But let's just go with it and talk about the kit. So the regular passive, when an ally uses a multi-hit skill, each subsequent hit after the first deals 15% more damage. So that's really good for multi-hitters, of course. But as you start adding in more champions, whenever an ally hits an enemy, they have a 10% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. 2 faction allies, whenever an ally inflicts a critical hit, fills their turn meter by 5%, and then 3 faction allies will ignore 30% of defense against enemies under a stun debuff. And he does place a lot of stuns. Now, obviously, there's a 10% chance of people placing stuns here. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but let's go over the whole kit. So the A3 places a stun, but this is It's so sneaky how good this is. So you look at it and you say, okay, it's 100% stun. We've got a couple of those in the game now, right? And Armand's is better because he stuns and steals turn meter. Not quite. So, well, okay. I don't want to get I don't want to get too much heat in the conversation here, but I'm just gonna say that this guy had a lot better win rate than what my Armands had in my tag team arena games today. But either way, let's talk about this. So he attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 100%, by the way, no books, 100% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. He gets 2 attempts to place a stun. That is really good. And I don't think people talk about that enough. I think and it's proved to be extremely good. But let's keep going. Before attacking has a 100% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies. So a buff strip. Now that's before attacking, so he only gets 1 chance at the buff strip. 2 faction allies fills this champion's turn meter by 15% for each stun debuff placed by this skill. It ends up working kind of like Armand's. No, it's not a steal. It's not a turn meter steal, which, so it's, they still have turn meter and they kind of get out of the stun relatively quickly. But what is crazy about this, because he can place the stun twice on the same target potentially, he can just fill his turn meter and get a second turn. Then, and I love this part of the kit, the skill will ignore 50% of each target's resistance. That is really, really good. One of the hardest parts, at least for me, on like an early end game account that does spend money, but nowhere near what the crazy high amounts of money, is that, sometimes I don't have the accuracy. I can ignore half of their resistance. I mean, if you consider how effective the mythical champions are because they can ignore resistance, here you go. Now you have a non-mythical, a non-void champion who can sit there and ignore resistance. I love it. This ability goes off and works effectively a lot. It really does. I really like this ability. Now we have the A2. Attacks 1 enemy, has an 80% chance of placing the big version of decreased defense after the initial target, attacks all other enemies, and then again has that chance to place the decreased defense. What's kind of interesting about that, because of it, the multi-hit skill, right? You do have this thing take effect, and I have heard, and I didn't know this until like right before I recorded the video. I was in somebody's Twitch and I was talking about this guy, and they said that some people are building him for damage. I did not go that route, but I could totally see it. He is HP based damage dealer. And he does get a kind of a built-in ignore defense mechanic. So I don't know the multiplier on this. I'd have to take a look at it. But I could see him also smacking. But with the double hitter that I like about it is this 10% chance of placing a stun. So y'all remember when Mighty Uko was kind of bugged, and he had a chance, everyone ran Mighty Uko in a stun set. The way I look at it, Bolint Freewalker has a built-in stun set for your whole team. Every time, the number of times that I got a stun proc off of my Nishak Vermin Lord was considerable. And I know it's only a 10% chance, but it happened quite often because we're talking extra turns. We're talking, I think he's a double hitter. We'll look at his build and kit later. But this also can proc a stun. It's a 10% chance, so not great, but And I know Mighty Uko's was probably a way better chance. I know it was kind of buggy the way that worked. I don't remember exactly how that went down. I don't have a Mighty Uko. Regardless, you do get a chance to stun off of this ability. And then when we go to the A1, it's a double hitter. After the second hit, heals all allies by 5% of this champion's max HP. HP based champion, pretty good. And then has a 10% chance of granting an extra turn. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't think the extra turn has ever procced for me on the A1, but I don't really get to the A1 that often. So let me show you the team that I've been using for this. I'm going to do a refresh in Arena here. See if we can find some reasonable teams to go up against. So, I'm using Bolint Freewalker. I'm using Basher, Nishak, and then Sun Wukong. Now, I don't have a super deep roster on here of Skinwalkers. I always want to call them like Beastmen or something. But yeah, Skinwalkers. Even if I include like my vault, it's still not super deep. But Basher's proving to be very effective in this team. I do like Nishak in it. Sun Wukong just makes sense because he can smack, and another strip in there as well. I want it. I don't really. I want Ragash in the team if I could. My Ragash is pretty strong. We've got the 5-star blessing. He can smack. The problem is on my roster, I don't really have an increased attack other than the hippo. I mean, he does give himself increased defense on the A1. But maybe that would make sense to do the A1 while they're all stunned and then come back and smoke them all with the A2. Maybe I work Ragash in, but I don't think I really need him because the stun is a little redundant. The decreased defense is a little redundant. Like, everything in Ragash's kit is in Bolint's kit. And he actually usually gets to use both of these abilities back to back. So you're talking a stun, he gets 2 chances, Ragash gets 1. Then you're talking a decreased defense, right? So yeah, but Ragash can smack, so can Wukong, and Wukong is built and has some other mechanics in there that kind of pair a little bit better. So, and then I'm using Nishak because Nishak can get me through Stone Skin, basically, using his bomb abilities. Now, ignore some of the blessings in here. I'm still toying and testing this team, and I only recently got a 1-star blessing from the shop on Bolint, which is why I was in Commanding Presence. This is a wasted blessing now. I need to fix that. But for now, this is what we're running. Same thing with Nishak. Nishak's in Brimstone for other game content, and I just need to adjust that, basically. Find something else. I am curious, and let me know in the comments if any of you have ever built Nishak and done this. I'm wondering if Lethal Dose might be somewhat viable on him as another way to do damage if the bombs don't kill anybody. Now, I'm a little less than satisfied with my build on Nishak. My attack, I feel like, is low. I wanted to hit 7k attack. I'm just not able to really hit that threshold with the gear that I have on my account. Would love to have way more pinpoint as well on almost all of them, but just the way that the pinpoint went for me, it's just not that great in the grand scheme of things. So even my regular pinpoint artifacts, I just haven't gotten nearly as many as I would like to get. So a little disappointed in that, but regardless, for my level of play, this is working pretty well for me. I'm pretty happy with this team. So let's show it off a little bit. Let's go ahead and go into this fight. Um, some teams definitely just kick my butt. It happens. But I like to start with the A3. We have the buff strip. So you'll see we stripped the Pythion. We did not strip the UDK, but we'll go ahead and hit again. Decrease defenses out. Nishak goes. Decrease the time on the bombs. The lockout is a little safety precaution on Basher. I don't need it, as you can see here. I'll try to strip that stone skin again, but I don't think it's going to matter. I'll just auto this and we'll go ahead and take him down. Bombs do their work. Oh, neat. Wukong coming back there was a surprise. But if you notice, Wukong came back and A1'd because I locked him out. So that's the safety mechanism. That's why I have Basher in the team. Now I meant to preface this. I'm not like I do basic arena stuff. I'm not at the top of live arena. I'm not in platinum arena. Like, this isn't my biggest, kind of thing. But I don't see anybody talking about this guy. And I mean, look, I'm not going to go so far as to say anything crazy like he's better than Armand's, but I certainly think there are comparisons. Now, I'm not fast. In fact, I don't think I showed his build. So that's a good example of the biggest weakness in the team is that as much as I have tried to make him fast, the fastest I've been able to get him is 337 speed. I would like to be higher, but just to put things in perspective, my fastest champion is my Arbiter. She's only 359 speed. That's as fast as I can really get. I did put him in the optimizer to get to this build. So basically what I've been doing the last couple of days is whenever I'm leveling any gear, I am just leveling speed gear, leveling supersonic gear. I'm trying to get more speed out of my champions to the best of my ability so that I can get some of these teams working a little bit better. But I still lose from time to time. What I find really interesting about the team, I did have Arbiter as the lead, okay. But then there are some teams that I'm still faster than you wouldn't think that I would be. Not faster here. So again, not a perfect team. Generally speaking, I'm not going up against teams like this. With this team, I'm kind of just going down the list here and seeing, like, I feel like I'm faster than this team, but let's find out. Who knows? There we go. All right, got a lot of stone. Everyone is in stone skin here. This is where this team really thrives. As you can see, I already stripped one of the stone skins, and now we get to go ahead and place the bombs. Go ahead and lock everybody out. All right, try and go for another strip. We don't get it, but the bombs do all the work. I have thought about maybe I don't need Sun Wukong. Maybe I double down on bombs. I don't think that's the play, to be completely honest. We'll do one more fight here, and then we'll call it. I think this team is probably faster than me. I'm pretty confident. Nope. Okay, I did get to go first here. So let's see if we can get an additional stun. We did not. Did I proc him, or did he just get turn meter there? I don't know, but I think the bombs here will probably win it for me. We'll do a lockout just to be safe. Well, it doesn't matter. So Wukong will finish this off. Ooh, the unkillable. That sneaky got me there, but it's not going to be enough. Okay. Maybe we can do a few more just to see. a little bit more of this. Now I think I think I beat this team. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, this is just the easiest team for me to kind of go up against here. And we'll just go with that one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Forgot about Tormund. Again, that's why I like the lockout. Wukong coming back and only being able to A1 is really solid, because if Wukong comes back in that scenario, a lot of the times he can take me out. All right. This team, I think, is going to be a little more challenging, mostly because of Leorius here. Do this. This. And what if I don't lock out here? The revive would be a problem. No, she's going to die. So we're going to do this. And I got the block buff placed. We got the kill too. But yeah, the bombs will go through that. We'll just say 1 for the victory. But yeah. And that's a team that I actually would lose against, probably with my best team. Because Leorius has always been like a bit of a problem for me. I know this team is way faster than me. I will lose to this team. Guaranteed, because I have run into this team many times. This is not the team I thought it was. Okay, never mind. Ignore everything I just said. Alright. I need Wukong to go. Lockout doesn't help me here. I don't think. We need to strip. There we go. Okay. We'll do this last one. I can do the Marius one off camera. Yeah, it's really just, this team really comes down to the speed battle. You'll see I lost it here. Just barely fast enough. Now he's immune to stun. So I think I'm just done anyways. I think I lose this still. Even with... Wait. I gotta look up his kit. I'm guessing he resists the first stun and then gets affected by the second one. The block debuffs out there is a bit of a problem. But we still get the lockout now. And we'll place... Well, we won't be able to land that decreased defense. But you see... Hey, that's what I want. You guys see the stun right there on Madame Saris? That was the 10% chance on the A2, right? We got that extra stun because of that. And I just love it. I think it's just... I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I really love this guy. And I haven't seen a lot of content on him. I really haven't. And I understand he's a little harder to get, right? Some of the faction unity champions, they just, if another content creator doesn't have them, then they're not really able to showcase them. But maybe you guys pulled him during the recent event and was like, oh, okay, well, it's not Teox. I'm kind of upset, but he's been great for me. Absolutely great. And like, I can even show you, in Tag Team Arena, I went 9 for 10, and I can't really show you which ones had the Bolint in there, but I think the Bolint team lost once or twice, but my Arbiter team, or my Armand's team, lost a lot. Quite a few times. My Armand's team, that was actually my weakest team now. Now, again, I want to preface this and say I am not the greatest in PvP. Like, I haven't hit gold in Tag Team Arena. Hey everybody, Roadblock from the future here. I just wanted to interject real fast into the video because I recorded this a couple of days ago, but I just also wanted to add that Bolint and the team I built with Bolint actually managed to get me for the first time into gold rank of Tag Team Arena. I don't think I have the battle logs because I did it right up until the wire last night, but you can see um, a lot of victories last night right up until reset. Um, and unfortunately, I can't really show you guys which teams Bolint was in, but I do know that his team won a majority of them. Furthermore, I took the team into live arena as well last night since I happened to have stayed up for it. And I did end on a loss, but that was to a Crixia. You can see that he gave me a victory, and it was just a Bolint team every time. What I would do to ensure this is I would first pick Armands, and then I would last pick Bolint. Every single person banned my Armands, and Bolint was able to come in and do exactly what I needed him to do. You can even kind of tell how quickly some of the battles were, um, because of like it's only in a few minutes that that I did it. So 18 hours and 7 minutes, and then we ended at 17 hours and 48 minutes. So I didn't spend that long in live arena at all. And Bolint and his team did great. So I just wanted to interject and put that in there for you guys. I just wanted to make a video saying how much I love this guy, and he has really helped change my account. I get real nervous making videos like this because it's like outside my comfort zone, but I wanted to showcase him for you guys. I think he pairs really, really well with the skinwalkers I happen to have, and um, with the stone skin meta, I mean, Nishak has just been crushing it for me. And I know that in the really high end, you have polymorph and all those ridiculous things to worry about, but how many times in all those runs did I get polymorphed, right? I want to thank you guys for watching. I do want to ask that if you like my content to please consider subscribing. I'm really trying to push on the account right now for 4,000 subscribers. We are at 3,975. We are so close. I only need 25 more subscribers. So if you enjoy my content and you've been on the fence about subscribing, or maybe you've forgotten in the past, please consider clicking that button and help me get to that 4,000 mark. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.